for tonight. I'm excited. Ooh, this was a movie. This was a movie. Yes, it was. No, I really, I had a good time with this movie. I had to see this twice. That's how this movie needed to be thought about a lot. Actually, let me pull up my other notes on this because I have some. I'm trying to get my notes down and doing better, but let me get it down. Okay, so I wanted to give this right now A+ cinematography, which from Robert Eggers and his team, like it was never going to happen. Come on, A+. Killed it. It was the perfect gothic dark movie. I hate a lot of the movies coming out now and how dark they get, whether it be in theaters or on TV. And it's like yeah, I can see like little glimmers of like slithers of light places, but you can never see anything. Kind of like this poster, the poster for Nosferatu. It's but even that, like they gave me the beam of light. I appreciate it. Thank you. That's what I need. It drives me crazy how it's been like that for 15, 20 years now. Not with everything, but it was happening in a lot of studio movies. But thank you, Robert Eggers and your team for putting together beautiful work in cinematography and just this was wonderful to watch. Sound brilliant. It was amazing. Everything was top notch in this movie. Technical, like it was just perfect. Most of the points that are on the board are mostly because of the technical. And I know Robert Eggers is a technical thinker in his filmmaking. So along with the stories and such that he's trying to tell, but it brilliantly, all of it. Every team just nailed it. Here's some notes though. So I like the story of Nosferatu. I've talked about it before. We reviewed it. I like the 1922 version for what it is, for technically especially. Another one that was a technical marvel for its time, and just like completely inspired horror in huge ways. And it was the first time we got to see Dracula technically on screen. So I mean, it's very cool aspect of that. But I realized that this was more based on the 79 version with the story and such. The story's slow. It's good though. I like it. I do like the story. There's a lot of pockets in there where it's like, man, you're really stretching this out, and I don't need it that stretched out. And there's some holes here and there where it's just kind of like, all right, well, why does this happen? Why would he go to her? It's just a whole thing, So when I think about that, and I'm, when I think about those little parts of the stories, but then I still liked a lot of what they were filling it in with. I liked the buildup, but it was also built with a lot of tension and a lot of really great scenes and acting between. One thing I will say is Lily Rose Depp, who fantastic on her way, building up, but she was visibly outperformed in this. I don't know if it was because I don't think she has an English accent and it didn't feel like she did, but everybody else really did, clearly did. And of course, Willem Dafoe is just Willem Dafoe, but she just seemed like she didn't fit, or she was being outperformed in certain scenes and stuff like that. Good scenes with Bill Skarsgård though. They played off each other really well, and she did a really good job with the almost, I don't want to say the possession scenes, but they really kind of were these possession scenes and how she acted in them. So a lot of she did really good work here, and I did enjoy it. But it just that was kind of the glaring what stood out to me about it. One thing I wanted to point out, and I'm wondering, this is just a theory, but watching a lot of these scenes and how they were filmed and how they were lit and how the actors were sort of talking and how the camera was on them in certain ways, it felt very much like the cinematography and the portrayals of the characters were it was almost felt like an experiment as I was watching it. And I really dug it. And what I mean by that is it felt like I was watching a silent film and they were acting, but they were doing it well. It was like, oh man, but it's interesting because almost like the little pauses you might see and certain ways they look like it. That's what I don't know. That's what I was picking up from it, the vibe as I was watching it both times actually, especially in a lot of the close-ups. And when you see certain shades of light behind, I don't know how to explain it. And I'm not sure. I'm sure I'm not doing it well, but that's what it just sort of felt to me. It felt like they were almost trying to achieve a look and feel of that we're watching a silent film, but it is like we have the sound. And I really enjoyed that. I really enjoyed that. It didn't feel like I was watching a movie that took place in 1838. It felt like a movie that I was watching take place in the 20s, like it was filmed in the 20s, and but it was telling the story of an 1838 movie. That's sort of the best way I can describe what I mean. And I gave it 3.5. I might have to up that to 4. You'll find out on my letterbox. I'll know by then, but like I'm gonna have to up that to 4. This one really blew me away. This is gonna be on this. We already did our top 10 list for a year, but I will readjust on letterbox. But this might be my God. Yeah, it's got to be my one of my favorite movies of the year. It's going to be in the top 10 for sure, even top 5. Just wonderfully done. I have to say one thing because it's not perfect. Oh, maybe this is why it's down to 3.5. That mustache, man. I got what they were going for, and then listening to Eggers do commentary on it and answer questions about it, like corpse, like things like that. But like, God, that mustache killed me, and especially with like the haircut. Just like you're murdering me with this one. It's hilarious. It felt I don't know. It felt like that guy from Reno 911. I can't remember his name, and he had the shades and he had the mustache. That's what it's the vibes I just kept getting from it. But overall, it's still fantastic movie. Go check it out. I'll give it 4 stars because I can get past the mustache for all the good stuff that was in it. But yeah, so 4 stars from me. I want to say thank you guys so much for watching the reviews. Sitting here with us hanging out. So yeah, guys, appreciate you. If you're coming up in 2025, we have a lot of fun stuff, a lot of podcasts. We have new podcast co-hosts joining and stuff like that. So thank you guys for watching, listening, hanging out with us. Bye.